No, I'm joking.
Did you guys play a lot better this week?
We didn't play a lot better this week, but
I
we
mean,
played better. We played a lot better tonight. I thought we looked more cohesive. The ball moved pretty good. Looked semi-organized at times. Not great, but pretty good. And I thought, everybody had a chance to play, fairly significant minutes. I thought they all contributed well. I thought Landon and Hunter may have been our two best bigs the first half, and Frank and Wayne and Perry really didn't plug themselves into the second half. But I thought Wayne played great both halves, though. But we did some good things.
How'd you feel about your defensive pressure?
That was pretty good. I did. It's obviously they're not very big, but usually when they're not very big, they usually create some quickness, and it's hard guarding a little guy. But I actually thought we got out and defended them and created a little havoc, and I thought our ball screen defense was a little better. And so I mean, it's nothing to be too excited about, but it's a lot better than it was last week.
Coming off that, could you talk a little bit about Emporia State, especially in that first half, that speed defensively seemed to give you a little bit of trouble for just shutting you guys down a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think, Sean will have a good team. I think they returned quite a few guys off last year's team, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. But really, be honest, in the first half, their zone slowed us down a little bit. And then, obviously, we didn't make any shots. I mean, we didn't make any shots at all. We actually executed fairly well, but we're 1 of 9 from 3. So, and we didn't really kind of, although they didn't score, we went through a period of time where we didn't score the ball very easily. But, I thought we got some decent looks, though.
Is it cool to see Evan play that well with his dad?
Yeah, Evan, we went 1-4 flat and told everybody to get out of his way, and then he made the shot. So, yeah, it was good to see Danny. I didn't get a chance to talk to Julie, but Danny was in the locker room after. But yeah, Evans, if he's not a good kid, he's a great kid. It's good to see him do that in front of mom and dad.
Can you talk about Landon's improvement?
Yeah, Landon has improved. The thing that Landon does better than our other bigs, Maury and Perry have a great feel for what's going on, but Landon has the best feel of the guys coming off the bench without question. He knows what we're doing. He's smart, and he knows how to use his body and seal pretty well. But yeah, he's much improved. I think all our big guys have a chance to be pretty good players, but he may be about as improved as any player around. I think he's made great strides.
Do you think you got what you wanted out of these 2 games?
I'd say I would rather play 1 game and 1 exhibition probably, and then you can stay in the gym all day in the exhibition and work on all types of situations. But the good thing about it is, obviously when you can have a full house on your season tickets, obviously it's a good financial benefit. But I think the good thing is both teams played a little zone. Both teams did a couple of things that are a little bit new, and when we have so many new guys, I think they need to have some success in a game, probably to have some confidence. And so I think we probably got out of it what we need to get out of it. But I think as a coach, it'd be nice to go against somebody where you could actually, okay, we're going to do a segment of zone, we're going to do a segment of pressing, we're going to do late game situations that a lot of people get a chance to take advantage of that we haven't.
How'd you feel about Devontae's offense tonight?
I thought Devon, I don't even know his stats, but I thought he played very well. I thought he got to the paint. He made a couple of bad passes, but for the most part, I think he created pace for us when he checked in.
Game 1 to game 2, is that just getting rid of nerves?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't play as well in game 1, but he didn't have a great week of practice either, so that was good to see him come out tonight and play with energy and play confidently.
Bill, both exhibition coaches commented how hard your team played. I'm sure it's not anywhere where you wanted to be yet. Did you see signs that this is?
I think they play pretty hard. But you know what? It's easier to play hard when you're only playing 4 minutes at a time or 5 minutes at a time, that kind of stuff. But I do think they play pretty hard. Now, when you go back and watch the tape, you'll see our big guys never seal, and we don't keep a body on somebody. There's a lot of things that we can do to play harder. But I think I wouldn't disagree that to play I thought we lost intensity the second half last week, but this week I thought that we kept this intensity defensively for the majority of the second half too.
Are you ready for Friday night as you hope to be?
No, we're not. It's a tough first game because they're experienced and they got a great player that they can play through, and you know he's the fourth leading scorer in the country last year and the leading rebounder in the country last year. And he can pass and he understands, and you know you put some of our young guys on him, they could make him look pretty kind of foolish because he knows what he's doing, and it'll be a hard game because they're well coached and well drilled, and they got experience and they got good players. And whenever you have a great big guy and then you can stretch it at all four spots, it makes it hard to double and do some things. So it'll be difficult, and then they're going to play a lot of zone. So you know who knows how we'll react against zone. Because we haven't spent near as much time working on against the zone as we have man, but because we're playing Santa Barbara, we've spent a lot more time than normal working on it.
Bill, you talked about how there hasn't been a lot of separation between guys. How do you think you'll attack these first couple of games? Do you think you'll cut down the rotation much, or how do you?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought, you know, I want to look at different guys. You know, there hasn't been a lot of separation, but I do feel like that there's been a little bit the last 2 or 3 days, and it's not going to be, you know, guys play the same minutes. Say Wayne's going to get his, and Perry's going to get his, and Mari's going to get his. And guys that have been playing 18, they may only get 10 now, but I still see us playing 9 or 10 guys. I don't know that we'll play all 11, but I think we can still play 9 or 10, at least early on.
But Coach, out of the 11 guys that played significant time tonight, 8 of them scored in double digits. How are you guys able to spread the ball around and really balance that scoring?
Well, when you play everybody about the same amount of minutes, it makes it's harder to score, you know, 6 or 7 guys in double figures if your starters all play 30. But when you know your starters play 18 or 20, you know, it's a little bit easier to do that. So, and we shot a pretty good percentage. I do think that we have balance, and I think that's a positive for us.
Hey, Coach, I know Landon, a lot of guys want to come in and play right away. He redshirted, sat behind some guys. It seemed like he kind of embraced the journey to get here. I mean, is patience and the willingness to work and kind of not rush, is that been key to his development?
I think so. Yeah, I think so, Shay. He's done a nice job, but the thing about it is he's still just a sophomore. I mean, think about Jeff Withy, what he did. I mean, he never got in the game until he was a junior, and he's ended up playing in the league and was, you know, a key player in us winning a lot of games. And you know, Landon hadn't quite got to that point yet, but Landon's on that same uptick. But he, you know, he's going to be a nice player. But you know, his best ball is still ahead of him, and he's getting more athletic. That's the thing that I think he's done as good a job with anything. He's got a lot more bounce, and a lot more quickness. Say even today, you know, Emporia wasn't huge or anything, but their guards are fast, and you know, he traps the ball screens and does that stuff as well as anybody we have.
How do you like 13 assists and 1 turnover with your Frank, Devontae, and Selden against fast guards?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good. So I didn't know it was 13-1, but leave it to one of our recruiting analysts to tell me though. But I, you know, we did take care of the ball. Frank's done a good job taking care of the ball.
What do you think of Cliff's performance?
I thought he was okay. You know, he got off 10 shots in 13 minutes, so that may be a record. But you know, the thing about it is he didn't play well enough to score 12 points, in my opinion. You know, he really struggled when he first got in, but then he kind of got comfortable and got a couple of easy baskets because people gave him some good passes. But you know, I thought Hunter Mickelson played great for Hunter. I mean, that was good to see. I would put Hunter and Landon in a little bit higher category about what the things they did to help our team. But Cliff's going to be good. Cliff's going to be up and down, but he's going to be really, really good. You know, you say he played good, but he banked in a free throw or whatever. So I don't know if that means you're playing really good because you get lucky, but it was nice to see it go in. He acted like he meant to do it too.
Brandon mentioned that when the popcorn's popping, things are a little different in terms of in practice, the game intensity. Can you just touch on? He said when the popcorn's popping,
Yeah.
things are a little different. Can you touch on his difference between practice and games?
Brandon's?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that there is sometimes in practice that he leaves a little bit to be desired from a intensity standpoint. But you know, he went after the ball hard today. That's the one thing Svi didn't do. Svi had a chance to get 4 or 5 loose balls and didn't get them. And Brandon got his nose dirty and got after the ball. But you know, it's just an exhibition game, and so I'm not going to get too excited about an exhibition game. But we did play hard though.
It goes it less obvious. The last couple of years, you kind of had an idea who the leading scorer would be on this team. Less obvious this year.
I didn't think so. I thought going into this year, Perry Ellis would for sure be our leading scorer. And last year I would have told you I had no idea because we haven't seen Wiggs ever score in practice. You know, he always deferred to everybody else. So year before you knew it'd be Ben. Year before you knew it'd be Thomas. But I still believe that Perry will lead us in scoring. I think that he'll average 15 to 18 a game, depending on, you know, what kind of. I'm pretty confident that'll be the case.
Coach, who were you most impressed with on defense in this game?
I would say probably Devontae. I thought he did a good job heating the ball up and playing pretty smart.
Do you feel like Frank has improved on his game with a year under his belt already?
Oh yeah. Frank's a much improved player. Yeah, he's much improved. All those guys are better after being here a year. They should be at least.
All right, Coach.
All right.